Konnichiwa. So today I want to tell you a little bit about the fees that are involved when purchasing a property in Japan. I've met with quite a few different agents and speaking to a few different agents. Been around now to view different properties, see how it works, how the system works. And today I want to just say thank you so much to the agent Kotaro. He is amazing. I've put down his details below, so in the description, if you need or any kind of thing for an agent here in Japan, Kotaro is amazing. He's been so helpful. So he's taking us to a property that is to purchase. It is, in our language, a 3-bedroom property. So what I want to talk to you about today is show you a little bit of the property and then what fees are involved when purchasing this property. So the first thing is, you all know what makes a property valuable now. Just a quick recap on one of my other videos, the 6 things that you need to look out for when you determine the value of a property. Please do go have a look at that video so that you know if a property is well priced or not and determine the value thereof. Now, the first thing, of course, is the purchase price, whatever that is. So we went looking at a property that is roughly 70 square meters. It is between 70 and 80 square meters roughly about. So we call that, or we saw it as a 3-bedroom place with a nice living area, 70 to 80 square meters. This specific property was newly refurbished. As you can see with some of the pictures that I'm showing you, it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. The furnitures are nicely done. The kitchen looks amazing. So the first thing is, of course, the purchase price. Now, that specific property is going for 13.8 million yen. I'm going to do everything in yen because the exchange rates and all the different viewers that are from different countries makes this a little tricky. So yen, 13.8 million yen. This is what this property is going for. This is also only an example to show you how to work out the fees of what you need. This property is also based on a cash purchase. When we do, I want to talk about the finance and then we'll go more into that. So for today's purpose, this property is being purchased cash in a relatively good area, walking distance from a train station, roughly 70 to 80 squares. Cool. 13.8 million. The fees that you need to keep in mind is, first of all, the brokerage fee or the agent commission fee, which is 3% of the property. On top of that, they charge what just makes sense in my head. It is a service fee of 60,000 yen. Now, this 60,000 yen and the commission fee, you pay the consumption tax of 10% on that as well. So it's 3% of the purchase price plus 60,000 yen, which is just kind of a service fee, plus then the 10% consumption tax on top of that. The next thing is stamp duty. Of course, that's roughly about 10,000 yen. The registration of a license tax fee, that's roughly 70,000 yen, 68,000. So let's just work on round numbers here. The fixed asset and tax planning. Now, this is an annual thing. You pay this per annum. So it will form part of the acquisition cost as well. That is another 65,000 yen. Then what they call a judicial service fee. I think that's all the legal fees that they're referring to. So your legal fees of the attorney and all of their costs. For this example, we're working on 112,000 yen. To be safe, work on between 200,000 yen and 300,000 yen, depends on the area and the level of attorney that you're using to do the transfer fees. Alright, so that is excluding the purchase price. All the other acquisition costs works out to just under 1 million yen. So when you purchase a property, do keep an additional 1 million yen set aside just for the extra miscellaneous cost that comes in. Also, do remember that now you need to have monthly costs because you're now in an apartment or something like that, it needs insurance, it needs the tax that is per annum, those type of things. So the maintenance building fund in South Africa, it works very much like the normal sectional title, where you have your levies and then a operation, which is the operational fund, and then a maintenance fund that you also need to contribute to. So here it works exactly the same, where you have a building's maintenance fee that is roughly about 20,000 yen. You have the option to pay this amount on an annual basis as well, and then a building repair fund of another 170,000 yen, which per annum, which works out to about 14,000 yen per month. So a monthly cost of estimates of that you need to have additional to your normal acquisition cost. And remember, this is excluding water and electricity and those ongoing costs. Keep another 30 to 35,000 yen set aside just for these type of costs. And then lastly, your city and planning cost, again, that is per annum. So for the first year, it will be part of your miscellaneous cost regarding the acquisition cost. It'll just work it in there. And for a monthly expense, you can work it in, but only after your first year. So these are roughly the prices. Keep in mind, when you do your purchase price, this is cash purchases. Whatever the purchase price is, set aside roughly about 1 million yen just for the acquisition cost, what comes onto that. Remember, Japan works on 2 agent system. So if you want to sell this property again, you would need to pay the agent cost again, which is the 3% plus the 60,000 plus 10% tax or consumption tax. Alright? Keep 1 million yen aside for the acquisition cost, and then lastly, a monthly type of costs that to keep the building running, the maintenance, the insurance, those type of thing of roughly, depends on the area and the size, but between 30,000 and 50,000 yen. I think that is mostly all the costs in a nutshell when you are purchasing a property in Japan. And then next we'll do what the purchasing costs or the move-in costs are when you rent a property in Japan, which is also relatively a story on its own. Please do stay tuned. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I have some exciting news. I have one of the agents that agreed that they would speak to me on the YouTube channel. So please do stay tuned and comment below if you have any questions that we should ask her. Have an awesome day.